Hello, hello. First time. Okay. Good. 16 minutes early. That's all right. I'm going to check the auction. I just now posted the auction also. All right. So it looks like everything is running. Let's check the auction.
Auction time.
Auction time. Let's see. Okay. We do have some bids. I'm going to put a like on all the bids that I see. That's how you know that I see your bids. Jeff Baird is here. Eric is here. Hey, Mike Tubbs. Hello, hello, Mike. Awesome. All right. So looks like we got bids on almost everything. hmm Wait a few minutes because we're early. Yeah, we got to wait for the slowpokes. Yeah. All right. So what do we got? Ralph Snyder, you want all of these things? Lance is here from Outcast Metal. Hello. What up? Styley Designs. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Yeah, we're very early because I usually had to try to upload several times, but this time it worked out first time. Yeah, I thought I was going to have to be late on this one too. Ralph must be drinking. Yeah, having too much fun in the auction, that's for sure. Yeah, way too much fun there. Yep, yep. Okay. So let me see. Lots of items this week. Thanks to Mike. Mike, thanks for the items. I didn't put all the napping kits in. I saved some back. I'm holding some of these back for next week. Okay, we'll see how they do. I might buy one off of you. I don't have any of the set screw pressure flakers anymore. I got rid of all mine, so I might just buy one of these off of you. Yeah. Jim Main is here. Hello. Ken is here. Prairie Ghost Ken. Awesome. Early, early. So I'm going to be checking stuff that I didn't check. So the family got together and buried my dad's ashes today. We waited a long time because he passed last December. So it's been like 8 months. But it was the time when everyone can get together. Yeah, because some in the family live overseas. Yeah. Yeah. Mike says, "You're welcome. I think they're nice little kits. Yeah, they look pretty good. Patrick, you can have those flakers and your not your tools, just auction what's left. Really? They are yours. Do whatever you want. Oh, nice. You don't need to tell me twice. Okay. Yeah. Dude. I'm going to nap on the second hour. Okay. If you're new, which you're probably not here yet, if you're new, I nap in the second hour now. First hour is just all chat. It's called a Bants stream for the first hour. And then the next hour, I nap for 45 minutes and then I try to wrap it up in the last 15 minutes. Oh, this one's got a nice little preform already. Did I choose the right kit? I don't want to choose one that's can get a lot of attention. We'll just do it anyway. I want these flakers. Yeah. I want this. So I'm going to keep it. How about if I just put some of this back and not be too greedy and keep just one of the flakers? Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. And I think I might have some nails already, but I'm going to steal one of these. No? I won't mess with it. So, tentatively, I think that's what I'm going to do, is this kit will only have one flaker, because I'm going to steal one out of it. Okay? Ken says, many condolences about your father, Pat. I still have my grandmother's ashes. We haven't gotten there yet. She passed from brain cancer 4 years ago. Sorry to hear that. That must have been terrible. My dad had dementia and Parkinson's. Yeah, and it's not a pleasant way to spend the last years of your life. That's for sure. You don't know what's going on. My dad had a total lack of awareness of where he was or what time of day it was. No matter how much he looked at the clock. Yeah, toward the end, he couldn't figure anything out as far as where he was, what time it is. Completely disoriented. Yeah. But luckily, that didn't last too long. Okay, so his health declined and apparently died of heart failure. Yeah. Ken says, I've been napping on the deck today. I set up a big bucket to catch my debitage so I don't have to worry about setting up and cleaning after. Yeah. Yeah, I tried napping with the bucket before too. It's not a bad idea. I hit the bucket sometimes when I'm napping with the mallet or something. I sit really low, so the bucket's really high when I have a bucket in front of me. How do I know this? Well, I'll show you. If I put a bucket in front of me, you can't see. If I put a bucket in front of me, you can't see. Can't see anything anyway. It's like right here, right where my knee is. So my flaker indirect percussion stick hits it. I suppose it wouldn't be bad. I get a smaller bucket, but yeah, see, it's like that. I can't do it. It's a good idea though. Anything to keep the workspace neater is a good idea. Yeah. Let's see, where is it? Mm-hmm. Yes or no? Still crooked. I can't stand it. Aaron Wilson, hello, hello. Mac Bales, howdy, howdy. Yes. Everyone's arriving. We're kind of early today because I thought I was going to have to start and restart, but it worked the first time. Yeah. Well, let's see. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody coming in? Did I miss anybody's entrance? No. Everything's working. All right. Let me look at the auction one more time. Let's see. Where am I? I don't even know how to go to my own videos. Oh, someone asked me how to become a member. Let me check that. So I go to my channel. Yeah. I don't know. Who asked me? I can't remember who asked me. But you go to the channel, just go to Jet Crafty channel, and then there's a little screen down here. You go scroll these, and it says membership, right? I think you can hit that. And what does it say? This is what the membership tab looks like. And let's see. I don't know what you click on. It just says, this is what the membership tab looks like to members of membership. Okay, so if you're not a member, you can probably click somewhere on here. Priority reply. So this is just what it looks like to members. But there's got to be a way that you can become a member on that channel. I mean, on that little section there, right? Or no? Aaron Wilson says, that was me. Okay. There's no membership tab on mine. Dang. So you already did that? You already looked, and it doesn't say membership? Because maybe you're on your computer. But see, you have to kind of scroll it, and it says membership. But maybe that's not where maybe that's not what your phone does. You say you don't have a membership tab, so I don't know. Michael Bonnet. So is your assistant going to do the funny voices that you do? Well, that's a good question, because I can record my voice and do a voice clone. And I can do a voice clone of the funny voice. And yeah, I can make another avatar. I don't know if I'll put it on her avatar. I have to create another one. But I'm looking into being able to create avatars that look like puppets. But the only thing I can find is the Pixar type of avatar, cartoonish things. I can develop an avatar, but I had to pay for another piece of software to animate like a sock puppet or something. And then I can import that video of the sock puppet. Or maybe I can just do a regular sock puppet. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Just do a regular small short video and then upload it, myself, instead of having to generate it with another piece of software. But no, I'm not going to do funny voices for my assistant. Ken says it also says join next to the subscribe button. Okay. So you go to the channel, and there's let's see. If I go to somebody else's channel, it should give me, like if I go to Sal's channel, let's see. Like I went to Sal's channel, and I just got subscribed there. I don't have a button for membership. I don't know if he offers it though. Right? So all I have is subscribed as an example. I don't know if he has memberships. So if you have it, maybe it's there. Yeah, it should say join somewhere. Yeah, I thought so. But usually who I ask is Michael or Red Eyed Patriot, because he knows this kind of stuff. He moderates on another channel, and he's been doing YouTube for longer than I have, probably, and it knows about it in depth. Mike Mason's here. Hello. Yeah, I can do sock puppets. I was thinking of doing some sock puppets for the channel anyway. This is part of adding the humor into the channel. My assistant is part of the humor I'm adding to the channel. And then I'm going to add some else, probably some puppets, maybe sock puppets that look like animals or something. Yeah. That way I can do the funny voices. Have fun with that. Keith Callahan's here. Have no fear. Keith is here. Hey. Mike Mason started watching your last napping video, Ken, but I will have to finish later. Noah Merritt is here. Matthias Melander is here. Matthias is from Denmark. Yeah. So it's not too late for you guys over there. Awesome. Yeah, it's Monday here, 5:58 p.m. or 17:58 military time here. Mike Tuff says, Patrick, when you harvest the inner bark for cordage, should it be green? Yeah, definitely. Although on some plants, like the weeds, like dogbane, you have to wait until it's dead, and it's much easier, I believe. But for tree bark, it's always rip it off when it's, or, gather it when it's green. That's the easiest, I think. Well, when it's dry, it becomes brittle and it doesn't separate on tree bark. Now with weeds, it's a little bit different. Like the dogbane, I consider it a weed. And the thistles are probably the same thing. They probably have to get it dry and then soak it and get it soft after it's already been dry and kind of rotted or retted. And then you can peel the fibers out. There's another guy on YouTube that does a lot of this stuff. I'm not too up on it right now. But for tree bark, I like elm the best for tree bark. It's the easiest for me. Let's see, you guys are talking about something here. For those of you guys that do watch, I really appreciate it, says Ken. Mike says, I'm wondering if I should pull it off now while it's green or let it dry. I'm going to go to debark the black locust. I always pull the bark off all the staves almost immediately because the bugs will get to it. The bugs start boring into the bark, or they live in the bark and they start boring into the sapwood, or both. Okay. Some bugs are already in the bark and they'll start boring, and some bugs will come and lay eggs on the bark and then they'll start boring. So I just take the bark off, and then if it's really green, when I take the bark off, I will coat the back with something good. Usually I do a latex paint. That's the cheapest, like an exterior latex. If you have clear, that's even better. That way you can see if there's any mold underneath, which usually doesn't happen, but sometimes you get mold anyways on the staves, even though you're very careful. I heard nettle makes good cordage too, says Ken. Yep. Mike Mason says, Patrick, my comment about your AI was pure jokes. Hope it's a big help for you. Yeah, me too. I hope it's a big help. I know I can do a lot more now in a lot less time. It's just that I've got to balance it between people that hate to see all these notices and people that want to see more notices and specific ideas. I've had a lot of people say, can you just do one video on a specific idea or explain this one specific thing? It's already in the video, but people want to separate it out so that they have maybe a favorites list in YouTube where they can just go to specific items. So I can make announcements or explanations on specific items using my assistant. Whereas if I were to do it like this and film a video, a lot of times there's little glitches and stuff, or I'll say something that I'm thinking that I'm not saying, and I'll rewind, I'll look at the video and review it and say, man, I messed it up. And I've already taken down my stuff. I got to put it back up. I got to go back outside, but the sun's going down, so it's not going to be the same lighting. It's just hard for me to do it myself. But all I need to do is take 10 minutes and generate a short video using my assistant. And I can explain something specifically and make it into a short 30 seconds. Or make an announcement. Yeah. Let's see, who else? What did I miss? Who else arrived that I missed? It's 6:03. Okay, so we're 3 minutes into the actual live stream. So first, if you're new, the first hour is nothing but chat and banter. And then the next hour, I start napping. And I'll do that for 45 minutes. What do I have to nap? I got some pieces down here. And then the last 15 minutes, I will wrap it up. So I got 2-hour live stream every time. All right, so I have some chert, some road rock chert. I've got some Coastal Plains Flint River chert from Jeff Head. I've got a chunk of root beer, or maybe it's Paternalis chert. They have the same, basically the same composition, but root beer is a little bit more reddish, but this one shouldn't have similar. And then some Alibates. Yeah, very rare these days as far as getting it legally. There are private properties that have Alibates, but you can't gather it where it's protected. And most of it is protected because it's a national heritage site or something. Anyway, so I got some stuff I'm going to be looking at and napping. Let's see. Mike says, yeah, if I go on YouTube, I end up with some other weird videos. I go down rabbit holes and forget what even I started looking for. Yeah, I've been there, done that almost every day. Max says, dogbane or Indian hemp is best when stems are maroon colored red or maroon colored and mature and dry. Good to know. Dogbane, yeah. We have dogbane here, but it's very sparse. I have to look at it, like you said, in the fall. That way I can see the stems are darker. They're kind of a brownish or maroon color. Bren is here. I got hunting up all the different pool and pool-like games with antique balls made of ivory. Mike says, Ken, I think cedar was the common cordage in the Pacific Northwest. And yeah, I watch you nap. Want to see how you're doing it. Yeah. So cedar cordage. Yeah, you can make ropes out of that stuff for sure. Mm-hmm. Antique pool balls and a few other games like pool were made of ivory up to the pre-ban. I see. Yeah, but it's difficult to get those that are not damaged, right? Because a lot of I used to play pool with a friend of mine, and the cue balls were damaged. This was way back a long time ago. Real ivory cue balls, and they were damaged usually. It's not like the new stuff that's almost indestructible. There you go. And the new high-grade ones are made of some pretty high-tech plastic. Yes, yes. Mike asks, that's what the woodworkers use, cheap old latex paint. Okay, yeah. For sealing wood, use the cheap old exterior latex. Right. Mike says, I got wood from 1 year from a supplier, and it was waxed with cinnamon candles or something. They melt whatever they can get their hands on. Yeah, that is true. Peter Cohn is here. You're here. Yeah, hey. Woohoo. Let's see. Alan Cole says, I subscribe and listen to Patrick, also known as Jack Crafty, not a computer-generated fake catfish. My personal view is it adds to detaching humans from human interactions. Human interaction is so important. It's my assistant, Alan. It's helping the humans. Yeah. I don't generate it to be a catfish because she's all completely covered. Yeah. There's the only thing that basically is showing is her face, and her hands are not even in the view either. Yeah. I've got a couple more poses, but they're all just face, and she's wearing a dress in each one. There's no, how do I say, revealing and suggestive clothing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So she's just my assistant, and I wanted her to be nice to look at. Yeah. And then I wanted her to be sarcastic and, definitely showing her AI side and not be too realistic. I could get a more realistic avatar and assistant, an AI assistant, but those are they approach the uncanny valley thing where your brain seems to immediately think it's real, and then it keeps going back and forth between, no, it's not real. Yes, it is real. No, it's not real. Yes, it is. The assistant I have, you can tell right away she's AI. I mean, I can. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people get that uncanny valley with that too. But like I said, it's much more interesting for me to type it in and have her say it in person or like a person instead of typing it and putting it up as a post as just text. Mr. Crazy's here. Hope everyone had a good, productive weekend. Yes, yes. Tommy Taylor says, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Kyle says, ivory is illegal, but old ivory, and to save it, useful burning piles of tusk does send the message. Brennan says, you can purchase all pre-ban ivory. Yeah, as long as it's antique, right? Let's see. Ken says, I started with some other pieces of glass and obsidian flakes that I have, trying to get better platforms, harder bops, etc. Brennan says, has to have proof of pre-ban. Yeah, Kyle says, it's nice to tune into reality. Yeah. This is reality. I'm not going to stop doing the live streams. We got 6 hours of reality every week. As far as you know. Because I can do an avatar of myself too. Yeah. But, there's various levels. What happens is I'm at the base level of this one service that I'm using, but I can go to other levels and I can generate an avatar of myself that looks so real that it's just unreal. It's crazy. And I can make it talk in different languages. Hey, Pat, when did you learn German? Or, hey, Pat, when did you learn Chinese? I didn't. But I just saw you on a video. You were speaking Chinese. No. I just pay like a bunch of money and make a video of myself talking Chinese. What's the big deal? That'd be tricky. Yeah. I don't think that'd be that useful because, first of all, I don't have interesting enough commentary that it makes money by itself. And number two, that is a lot of work. The one I have now is not much work at all. The AI assistant that I have, she is very intuitive for programming and not programming, but typing in and prompting is a piece of cake. Let's see. Yeah, you don't trust me in person in reality, so you're not going to trust me as an avatar. And I can clone my voice so that it sounds just like me. And if I sit far enough away, you won't be able to tell that it's not me. Because I've seen samples of a guy that made avatars of himself and cloned his voice. But as long as he sits far enough away, the details don't give it away. And it even imitates your specific mannerisms when you do this with your hands like that, or like this, or like this. The avatar will do that too. Or it'll raise its eyebrows or look side to side. I mean, the AI has come a long way and it's going to get even better. But I'm going to keep my AI assistant very AI-ish. Yeah, so you can tell. Yeah. Anyways. Talking about ivory stuff. Kyle says, I'm better than AI. Well, I'm glad you think so. I mumble sometimes, so I don't think that I speak very well. Jim Cooper's here. It must be my birthday. My rock from Bill Taylor just arrived. The box was even carpeted like real carpet. Yeah. You see, Bill Taylor knows how to send rocks. Brennan says, maybe pressure flake tippers. Oh, with the ivory? No, I don't recommend using ivory for pressure flaking tips. No. It breaks too easily and you're using something expensive. Yeah, I've used ivory for pressure flakers and they chip. I've used teeth for pressure flakers and they chip. The only thing that's good is antler. Yeah, unfortunately. Bone also chips easily, so yeah. Jim Cooper says I'll be sending him some stuff in return. All right, that's a good deal. Yeah, ivory's very special. I've seen somebody nap with an old cue ball as a hammerstone or as a hammer, but it was already banged up and messed up. Who did I see doing that? This was back in the several years ago. Someone was napping with a piece of ivory that used to be a cue ball or something similar. Maybe it was a doorknob or something. It works. It works as a hammerstone also. It might have been a doorknob now that I'm thinking about it. Anyways, 6:15. All right, let me check the auction again. I'm going to check it periodically here. If you just tuned in, I'm going to start napping at the top of the next hour. So at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll start napping in case that's what you want to see. Otherwise, if you want to see some reality instead of this stupid AI stuff, then just stay tuned. Don't leave. Yeah. All right. I got an auction going on, but it's not a live auction. You just bid in the comment section, and I declare the winners at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have many finished pieces. Mike says those kits are not on Danny Collins' website, but all the tools are available, and he sells the bits. Okay, just FYI. Yeah. What I do is I go and I put likes on the bids so you know that I see the bids. Yep. Matthias Belander bid on some glass obsidian and that easy. Keith Ricketts. Are you in the chat too? No. Nice. We got 2 bids on your knife, on your nap kit, Mike. 2 bids on that. And boppers are bid on. And one of the bopper by itself is no bids yet. And the copper hammer, no bids yet. I'm sure there will be bids on there by the end of the night. Yes. Definitely will be. Someone usually snatches everything up in the last 10 minutes. All right, let's see what we got. Jim Cooper says Jim Wynn had a couple of hippo tooth ivory billets he used once or twice in his first percussion blade playlist. Okay. I know that he used some ivory. I used to watch Jim Wynn or Paleo Man Jim all the time when I first started napping. His videos are like 15 or 17 years old. He's been around a while. I mean, he doesn't nap anymore, but his videos have been around for a while. Ken says, I just need more practice. I might be being lazy and not pushing in enough, and grinding off too much material instead of flaking. Yeah, maybe. I go back and forth between napping and watching videos to try to absorb something, slowly getting better. Yep, that's the way it usually goes. Kyle says, you are awesome and can't see it all. Artist Breaks Rock is here. I missed the entrance. I missed your entrance. Right or no? Artist Breaks Rock. It's got a good YouTube channel. Jim Cooper. Patrick, if you if you're curious, I posted a couple of pics of my progress and on moving and kind of sorting my flake buckets, probably a couple dozen 5-gallon buckets and another 2 dozen to go through. Lots of flakes. Yeah, I did see those. Yeah. Yeah, I saw those buckets. I just can't remember if you sent it by messenger or email or text. You said posted a couple. Oh, you posted. Oh, you posted on the channel. Yeah, in the community, right? I saw those. Yes, I did. There's a community. Yeah, there's a community. You can visit our community. Ralph Snyder posted, never confuse education with intelligence. You can have a PhD and still be an idiot. Richard Feynman. And you're just being silly? That's truth right there. You say you're being silly, but that's truth. Yeah. What about the other stuff? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a things aren't adding up and it's pretty obvious theorist. Now, let's see. Dostoevsky says tolerance will reach such a level that intelligent people will be banned from thinking so as not to offend the imbeciles. Yeah, it's already happening. Unfortunately, that happens continuously. Yeah, but the tolerance for that type of activity allows it to happen. Yeah, there has to be another way to stop it before that happens. Yeah, you can't be banned from thinking. Imagine, if you will, this is the Twilight Zone guy. Imagine, if you will, a government so corrupt it tries to convince the people that accountability is illegal. Imagine that. Let's see. This guy in the snow, a little G.I. Joe in the snow. I can't make it work today. Snowed in. Oh, can't make it to work today. Yeah, I forgot the word too. Can't make it to work today. Snowed in. Yeah. I wish I could post a picture of me as a G.I. Joe. Yeah, and be convincing. All right, so Jim Cooper's got stuff, buckets. Look at all the buckets. Flakes. Wonderful. Jeremy says this was 3 hours ago. He's looking for the live stream today. He doesn't know that live stream doesn't start until 6 Eastern time. He's got to go, hey, Google, what time is it my time when it's 6 p.m. Eastern? And then they'll tell you. If your browser is not lame, Ralph Snyder puts a picture of an eagle. There's a bald eagle near my house. They are becoming more common here in Southeast Michigan. Yeah, there was a bald eagle here in town, but I hadn't seen him here in Vermont. I didn't see him this year. I saw him last year. One big old bald eagle. Ralph, you've been posting a lot in the community. What is up? I mean, why isn't everybody else posting? Why isn't everybody else? Got Jeremy, but he was like lost. I'm lost. I don't see a live stream on Monday. I can't find it. I have notices on. Okay, someone's trying to help me. Yeah, YouTube must be acting weird, but I usually get notified. Jeremy says, yeah, I got notifications on, but I didn't get no notification. I got notified of them last week and the week before. Yeah. Misery. I hate to see people in misery. I don't know what to do. Okay, where is it? SC, you made it. Jeremy, is Jeremy in the chat? He didn't make it. The Titanic sank and Jeremy was still on board. I don't see him anywhere. Let's see. Mike Mason. Artist Breaks Rock says, I am trying. Well, good. Good tries. Ed Gould is here. Seen anything of Keith the Marble Man or Kirkpatrick? No, not lately. Although I think Keith might have, no. Keith Ricketts, I think, is bidding in the auction. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Let's see. Shut up. Turn the volume off. Let's see. I thought I saw Keith's bid in the auction. Hold on. Takes me forever. I have to make sure I push the right buttons. Of course, it's going to be the last one I look at. Yeah, Keith Ricketts is bidding on the Mike Tufts Bopper 12 ounce and 8 ounce. Yeah, so he's alive. It was 16 minutes ago. Keith, you're there, but where did you go? I mean, I can see you, but you're not here. You're here, but not here. Here, but not here. Yeah. Mike Mason says, I'll post a thing, but it's not napping related. Yeah, just make sure it's somewhat related to napping. Don't go into the weird areas of YouTube. Andrew Muntz is here. I'm watching Idiocracy. Now, is that the movie Idiocracy, or are you online on TikTok? Which one is it? TikTok's got all the Idiocracy. I mean, that's the worst. That was the worst online experience I ever had when I was on TikTok for about a month. My goodness. Let's see. What did I miss? I didn't miss too much. Yeah, I guess that's the movie you're talking about, the Idiocracy movie. But yeah, you can post some stuff on the community, even though it's not exactly Flintknapping. Yeah. Jim Cooper says, what I can't figure out is why I can't access a community from my laptop. Only my phone lets me in. I can see Patrick's posts, but nobody else's. Yeah, it does something weird on my computer also. When I go to the community, I only see my posts. I don't see anybody else's either. You're right about that one. So it doesn't work very well on a computer, apparently. And I can't even see all my posts that I post. All right? Let me think about that. No, okay, the shorts are different from the posts. Yeah, okay, so I can see all my posts, but nobody else's when I use my computer. Yeah, I have the same issue. But, I don't worry about that because I got bunches of phones now. How'd the ceremony go, Patrick? Asks Ed. It was very good, very nice. We just all gathered around and talked about my dad. Yeah, stood around looking at the grave and going, okay, now that we're all here, what do we talk about? Yeah, we ended up talking about he was in the military, he was in the Air Force, he had so many different jobs and stuff, and everybody else has stories about him except me because we never hung around together. He would come visit me once in a while. He would never call me. I would call him and we'd talk sometimes. And I also worked with him for about a year. I moved up here when he was living in New Hampshire. I moved up here for a year and worked with him. So I got that time. That was back in 1995. but we weren't making nearly enough. And my family was just starting out. We were just starting to have kids. I needed to make a lot of money. There wasn't enough room for the both of us to make a lot of money. So I had to go back to Texas. And then, you know, we never really talked about his past, or what he did for jobs and stuff. But here, the family here, my stepmom's daughters and granddaughters and stuff, they knew the stories that he would tell. I never heard them, so we were telling stories, or they were being told to me, basically. It was good. And they said, yeah, there's a ton of them. Really? Dang. And I just thought my dad was like, didn't do anything. Kind of like, didn't do much. Let's see. Yeah, Ed says Keith is bidding, so he's still alive. Yes, he is. Andrew Munn says, go watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch Idiocracy. Yeah. We got a few non-like smashers. We got some non-like smashers. You're not smashing the like button? Oh, man. Bunches of them? Yeah. Apparently. Keith has been bidding today. Yeah. What did I miss here? All my photos were easier to access than on my computer anyway. Than my computer. Perry Ghost Ken says, I'll bid you adieu. Are you leaving? Electrolytes are what plants crave. You mean like water? Can't type today, apparently. Yeah. Sometimes I have a hard time reading the comments, and then when they're not typed up right, it's like, whoa. It just completely leaves me in limbo. Brendan says, I love Idiocracy. Patrick, it'll be a hit for you, I think. I think I've seen it before, if it's what I'm thinking about. Let me see. I think I've seen that movie. Yeah. They say it's one of those cult classics. All right. Yeah. Let me see. I don't recognize it. Oh, I know. Yeah. If this is it, I recognize the actor. I think I have seen it.
You got the highest score in history. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, dumbass. You've been smarter than President Camacho. That's how come he's making you Secretary of Interior.
Okay, so who are you?
I'm the Secretary of Energy.
I don't want a contest. Got to be a cabinet member. I'm the Secretary of State. Brought to you.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. It is funny. Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. So yeah, I mean, I can watch it again. I've been watching and rewatching movies anyway. Whenever I can't sleep, I'll watch a movie.